Hey there folks, welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I of course am your host CDB. You are not. And today we're going to do a shaving video with Sterling Spice, and this smells like Old Spice. Just like Old Spice. Very, very nice. Scent strength is about, I'd call it 6, maybe 6.5 over 10. So if you like Old Spice, you might want to try this out. We're going to use again the Merkur 34C. I've been using this all week. And it works just great, I must say. It's just as good as many razors who are far more expensive. Now, the craftsmanship's not going to match that of some of the other razors, but I think overall it's quite good. Using the Stirling synthetic, which was a great bargain, and it has one of those sort of black wolf type knots, I think, or similar. Some call them tuxedo. The one from Nathan Clark and Wolf Whiskers were called black wolf. I think they're very similar knots, very soft, very nice. So no problems with those. And this one was, of course, very, very affordable, which is good. I hope everyone has had a good week. I had a very good week. If you still have questions about the fitness stuff I've talked about, go and check out the video from earlier in the week. I made a video after I left my doctor's office. Just want to share that with you, and I've got a lot of response on that. So for those of you who have been inspired, I'm very, very happy for you, and I wish you Godspeed in your effort. And of course, I'll keep plugging away myself. Okay, let's see what we can do today with the Merkur 34C, which is I think just an all-around very good razor. Unless you require extreme aggression, I think it does an excellent job, really. It's the blade riding in there is an Astra SP, which is mostly my go-to blade. I just really enjoy the consistency of the blade. It's always the same. Probably not the sharpest, but it's plenty sharp enough, and it's never rough, or at least for me. Now that, of course, could vary for you. You could try it and it just doesn't agree with your skin or your technique or your razor or what have you. But I've found that the Astra SP works in every razor that I have just fine, including this one. And so I enjoy using it. And it's not super expensive, usually around, sometimes under $10 for 100, which is a good price. Not quite as cheap as Derby sometimes, but I think it's a little better blade than Derby, although I can use Derby just fine for 2 shaves usually. All right, there's our first pass. Let me rinse. We'll come, forget the rinse, I'll just do it. I'll just kind of wipe it with my hand here and just kind of apply some moisture more than rinsing. No need to go to the trouble of full-on rinsing. We'll just reapply it. Using the Timeless bowl here, by the way, which is very nice. And of course, I like it a lot. Great folks at Timeless. I enjoy their razors. I enjoy the soaps they put out. And of course, I enjoy very much the folks at Stirling, Rod and Mandy, who are very, very nice people. Check them out if you have not. And if you haven't used them for, say, like 4 years, 3-4 years, and you tried them 3 or 4 years ago, and you're just like, ugh, I don't like that side odor from the soap. I didn't either, believe me. No one carried on more about it than me. But they fixed that. And as I've said so many times when I've done Stirling videos, I complained about that, and I had it in my worst products list because of it. And one day I talked to Rod, and he's like, hey, we're working on that. We'd like you to try this. And lo and behold, it was fixed, and I became a fan. And so what I really liked about that is, although I'm sure Rod and Mandy were not happy about the bad publicity, they never complained about it publicly. They didn't piss and moan and put up videos and throw a tantrum like some folks do. sometimes anytime you make any sort of critical remark, be it constructive or otherwise, some artisans will immediately take to video and start explaining, and they have every right to do it, don't get me wrong. But some artisans just go to work and fix the problem. And I'm not one to really cite an issue that I don't think's an issue. All right, if I'm telling you I think there's an issue, there's an issue. Now, you may disagree. But in the case of Rod and Mandy from Stirling, they just went to work. You know, they didn't complain. They didn't go on a public campaign. They didn't recruit a bunch of followers to go and attack whoever is making critical remarks and things like that, which other people have assuredly done in the past. So this is why that I respect what they do and the way they do it. And so, good people, good products, and they don't charge you a ton for the products, which is great. They've kept their shipping relatively low. Some people, every time you buy one thing, they're hitting you for $8 a pop, $7, $8 a pop. Now, I know the Postal Service have raised rates, but some people don't give you a break on shipping ever. Stirling has always given you a break on shipping. Not to mention, the price of their products are quite good to begin with. So I, for one, really, really like that. And so that's why, although I'm not buying anything now, when I do buy products, and who knows how long that'll be, but when I do, you can rest assured there'll be somebody I'll be looking at, because I appreciate when value is passed down to me, and I appreciate when folks are really trying to, they're just trying to keep you happy and pass on good value, and they're trying to make a living, but they're not trying to take every single penny out of your pocket. And of course, an artisan or vendor has every right to charge what they want for their products, and we have every right not to buy and go to the people who are passing us on value. That's the way I see it. And so that's what I do most times. There's not very many expensive products that I will buy because, quite frankly, they're not worth it in most cases. And you end up just wasting your money. And trust me, I've been through hundreds and hundreds of soaps, and I can tell you, few are better than this. Very, very few. And a lot of them charge a lot more. And so they're just putting the money in their pocket. And again, they have every right to do it. But I, for one, would rather get a little more for my money when I can. It doesn't mean that I won't buy things that are a little priced higher than what Stirling charges, because I certainly will. But by and large, I appreciate good value. And a lot of the viewers of this channel are looking for that kind of value because they're on tight budgets, they're on fixed budgets, and they're looking to get good bang for their buck. And Stirling brings that in spades. So, and there are, you know, of course, a lot of other artisans like Razor Rock and, excuse me, who do the same. So I recommend that you look for that value, try it and see what you think. You really have nothing to lose. I think, and I've said this a lot of times and I catch a lot of criticism, the premium market is just absolute malarkey. I see one so-called premium product come out after another, and it doesn't do anything that this doesn't do, at least for me. Speaking for me now. It doesn't do anything that Stirling doesn't do. The aftershaves, you see these aftershaves that come out, and trust me, you can convince yourself that they do something other than what this does. Most of them don't, at least not for me, not for my skin. No discernible difference whatsoever. No difference in longevity for most of them. The biggest thing that you'll find that the side effect of those premium, or so-called premium products and premium lines are more money comes out of your pocket and your bank account. Gets put on a diet due to you buying those products. And that's what I've learned over the years that I've been doing this. And I've said it repeatedly, and people who don't agree with it often get upset, or those who sell premium products get upset, but I don't care. because I'm not here to sell their products to you. I'm here to tell you what I believe. And all this stuff with the $25, $30 aftershaves, doing nothing this doesn't do for me. Skin doesn't feel any better. They don't last any longer. You know, so now for you, it's possible that they do something different. Maybe you need some exotic ingredient that's in there, but most probably don't, or at least I don't. Let's put it that way. I can only really speak for me, but I suspect a lot of you out there are just like me. All right, let me rinse. We'll come back and get into the post. Stay tuned. All right, and here we are back with the magic made by witches. But there's witch hazel here, which is very, very good stuff. And I got to tell you something about this Stirling spice and Stirling products in general. A week ago or 2 weeks ago, I used Martin de Condre, which is like $60 to $70 a tub. This shave is just as good. Honestly, no difference. Now, I like the scent of the fougere. It's very unique. That's a hard soap. It probably lasts longer than this. But as to the actual shave, no difference whatsoever. I use expensive razors. I use this razor. Really, the shave's just as good. The craftsmanship is not as good as this. This is this doesn't measure up to the craftsmanship. Some of the artisan type razors or custom. But the shave is outstanding. And so, just on the basis of the shave, this is fantastic. Of course, my low-cost brush, this was less than $20, I'm sure. It does just as well as anything I have. And Badger brushes I've had that cost $200+. So, you know, for me, there's almost no difference. And there's almost no advantage in spending crazy money for this stuff. I'm just going to tell you, take it from somebody who wasted a lot of money and wish I hadn't have wasted it now. You don't need to buy all that expensive stuff unless you just have a lot of extra money to blow. Because years down the road, if you're new, you'll be like, I didn't need all that. All right, we're going to use Stirling Tuscany. I don't have the Stirling Spice aftershave. I should probably get it sometime whenever I get around to buying stuff again. But this smells great. And the face feels great after I use it. And really, that's all you can ask for, to get a great shave and feel great. And I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm going to do a head shave here off cam. I hope you have a very nice weekend. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB. You're not. God bless.